Hello, everyone. Welcome to Building Your Personal Brand Checklist. My name is Victoria Wanna, and I am a personal branding and growth expert dedicated to helping entrepreneurs build a credible brand to increase their profit, influence, and impact. Now, we're living in the golden age of internet, and building a personal brand has never been this easy as now. Yet, just very few people are taking advantage of this opportunity. A lot of people don't know how to position their brands or how to build a powerful brand to help them achieve their goals, financial goals, or whatever goals they have for themselves. Now, the truth is, whatever you're selling, your customers are online. And so, how do you position yourself to attract your customers? And this is not to say, oh, I'm selling something or I'm not selling something. Every single person existing on the face of this earth is selling something, be it a product or a service or an ideology or a movement or a perception. Every single day we are alive and we're breathing, we're selling something. Now, you are also selling, so you need to get that out of the way first, just in case you're listening to this and you say, oh, I don't have a product, but then you have a service, or you have an image to sell, or you have something, an ideology or a movement you're pushing. That is also, sales. So the earlier you get that into your head that you're actually selling every single day, I think it's better for us to appropriately position ourselves right to make good sales. Now, how do you make your sales or what you're positioning yourself for favorable to you? This is where personal branding comes in. What is personal branding? Personal branding is simply how people perceive you online or offline. Now, this is a game of perception, and the truth is, perception is more powerful than reality. So, personal branding is about communicating or promoting yourself to other people. When you hear of Victoria Wanda, what comes to your mind? For a lot of people who know me, what comes to their mind is energetic, visionary, goal getter, helper. And that's because I've been able to position myself and portray all of these things, and not only portraying it, but I've been able to align it to the things I am, and to the things I do and who I am appropriately. Now, personal branding is about telling your story and dictating how you want the world to see you. It is a label and definition you have of yourself. The truth is, whether you are conscious about this or not, every single person has a brand. And so you can either ignore how people see you or perceive you, or you define your brand by yourself. A lot of people say, oh, I don't care what people say. In this present day and time, you do need to care. Now, I'm not saying that that's a big proponent to how you behave or how you think, but you actually still need to care about what people say about you. At least the majority of people who matter. Now, personal branding is your reputation, and your reputation is your currency. If you want to cash out in this present day and time, whether financially, whether with relationship wise, or whatever goal it is that we have for ourselves, personal branding is your currency to do that. It is the promise of value you create. I mean, why are people following you? Why should people follow you? Why should people engage in your post or whatever it is that you do? Why should people support you? Why should people pay for your services? Why should people buy from you? Your personal brand speaks before you. It speaks when you are done speaking. And it speaks when you're not even in the room. Who are you that people should listen to? Who are you that people should buy from you and not the other person? Who are you that your people should love and accept? Everything all boils down to your personal branding. Now, why personal branding? Personal branding gives you the opportunity to ensure that people see you the way you want them to. A lot of times people say, oh, that's not who I really am. You people are getting it all mixed up. I'm like, okay, that's how you portrayed yourself to be. That's how you presented yourself to be. And also, personal branding helps you build a connection with your tribe. In this present day and time where people are building tribes around their movement, around their product, around the things that they do, personal branding actually helps you, build that movement, build a tribe of people who believe in the things that you do, who believes in your product and services. This is what personal branding helps you to do. It also helps you build the KLT. I'm sure that we already know what KLT is. KLT is the know, like, and trust factor. People are able to connect with you on a deeper level beyond saying, come and buy, or come and help me, or I'm doing this. People are able to connect with you, and people are only willing to release money based on the level of trust they have for you, based on the level of knowledge they have for you. People are not willing to hustle in quotes or go and get money and then dump it at another person's feet. No, they must know you, they must like you, and then they have to trust you. Now, people patronize who they recognize. Also, personal branding helps you to demonstrate authority. It helps you show that you are speaking or you're operating from a place of expertise. It makes you to stand out. I mean, what's the difference between every single person talking online today? The world is noisy as it is. Social media is crowded. Digitally, even offline, everybody's trying to prove a point. Everybody's trying to do one thing or the other. What would make you stand out? I mean, what is different from you? Why is Victoria Wana different from you or from any other person? It's my it's because I'm able to build my own identity, and this is what personal branding helps you to do. Personal branding is also money senseful. I mean, if people are able to associate with you and connect with you, if your tribe are able to rally, you're able to build a tribe around the things that you do. That's where you can be able to cash out. Remember, I said that personal branding is your reputation, and your reputation is your currency. Now, personal branding, is a promise of value. Remember, I said that earlier. And the truth is, value equates money. So a lot of people say, I want to make money, I want to make money. I'm asking them, what value are you creating? So you want to make money in this world, you need to create value. You want to make more money, you need to create more value. And this is basically how the world runs in this present day and time. So what value are you bringing? That's what personal branding helps you to position yourself for. It gives that promise of the value about who you are. Now, in this video, I'm going to be sharing 25 tips to building your online personal brand. In this age of social media, a lot of things have been made easy. You're able to access the things that you originally could not have been able to access. You're able to talk to people that you would have been very difficult to talk to without spending so much. And I'm grateful for social media today. Now, here are 25 tips to building your online personal brand, and it can be done by anybody, whether you're starting at, ground zero, or you are at, the authority level. This is just a checklist. It's not a full personal branding course, but it's a checklist that I'm sure would help you, because I have powerful points and tips that would very clearly help you position yourself properly online. So let's get right into it. Number one, define your target audience. I mean, if you don't know what you're shooting at, anything becomes a target. So, first and foremost, have a clear idea about who your target audience is. What do they want in life? What are their biggest aspirations? What are their biggest fears? What are their main problems? What is the roadblock in overcoming the fears that they have? Where do they hang out the most? All of these questions, usually when I'm having my personal branding webinars or in my course, I like to draft out a brand persona or of your target audience, because the truth is, when you're able to conduct a thorough research on all of these questions and even more questions, you are able to base your message in a way that will relate to them. A lot of people just post content, or I'm a content creator, and they're posting content above the heads of their target audience. I mean, people are not able to connect with you because you're not really pinching it where it is pinching them. You're not really touching it where it is aching them. And so when you know who you are actually for, people say I'm for everybody. You cannot be for everybody. Dangote, as big as he is, the richest man in Africa, he does not produce for everybody. You cannot be for everybody, no matter how good you are, no matter how passionate you are. You need to know that I am not for everybody. Oh, I am a youth teacher. That's too broad. Don't worry, I'm going to talk a bit about it in subsequent points. But you need to be able to know, who are you here to serve? Who are you here for? Who is your product for? Who is your service for? Who is your movement for? Who is your ideology for? Yes, you can be attractable to a lot of persons, but who are the people you are targeting and focusing on? Okay, because that way it helps you target and base your message specifically for their needs and expectation, and that way they're able to connect with you. They're able to build a bond with you. Who are you here to serve? Find your target audience if you want to build a powerful personal brand. Number two, identify and narrow down your niche. So now you know your personal brand. You know your target audience. Oh, I want to be a fashion designer. Of course, my target audience is women. So let me now use personally my own example. I used to say I am a human development practitioner. I still am. Some people say, I am a business coach, when they're introducing themselves. And while all of these things are great and fantastic, it is too broad. You need to identify your niche first. It is nice if you're a jack of all trades, but when it comes to branding and positioning yourself as an authority, an expert, the key is to focus on one special superpower of yours and give it all your energy. Now, think of the things that you are most passionate about, or you are most knowledgeable about, and it comes natural to you, and you know that you can monetize. Once you identify what that thing is, I would like to call it your superpower. Make it your niche. So for me, I say I help people, I advise, but I can't just stop at it. I can't just stop at saying I am a human development practitioner. I need to go deeper and say, I am a personal branding expert. Now, that is a niche. I've been able to niche down from just a human development expert to personal branding and growth expert. Now, I'm not helping everybody. I know that a lot of people need to brand, and there are NGOs, there are CEOs, there are a lot of people. For now, I'm saying, I'm helping upwardly mobile entrepreneurs. Now, I've been able to niche down to my specific target audience. Instead of saying I am a business coach, I mean, there are a lot of businesses. That is too broad. Instead of saying I'm a fashion designer, you can narrow down your niche. Instead of saying, I am a fashion designer, you can say, or a lifestyle designer as your niche. You can narrow it down to say, I help CEOs, or I'm a lifestyle designer for entrepreneurs, or I am a lifestyle designer for single dad, or I am a lifestyle designer for CEOs. I have someone, I know a lady on Instagram who styles only CEOs or people who want to have that bossy corporate look. That's her own niche, and she has been able to narrow it down. So yes, she's a fashion designer, generally speaking, but she has been able to find a very small niche, because the truth is the riches are in the niche. If you're able to niche so down so well, and from there you can build up, yes, but niche so well and people are able to see you as the go-to person as regards that area. So it's very important that you niche down your niche to address a specific demography. Instead of saying, I am a teen coach, which is great, you go further to explain the kind of things that you're working with. This way, your message comes across as tailor-made for this particular set of people. And that way, it becomes more appealing to them. They know that you're talking to them. You're not talking above their head. You're not talking generally to them. You are specifically talking to them. Your content is tailored for those kind of people. All right. So, for example, if you have a special quality, for people like me who are multi-talented and we have a lot of things, and you're like, how do I juggle all of these things? I want to do this. I want to do this. How do I really niche down? You can find one core, and connect every other thing under it. So, for example, somebody who is a lifestyle designer can also say, and she also loves personal finance or has knowledge in personal finance, can say, I can help you create a string of lifestyle design that would help your personal finance, and help create an actionable strategy to help them, create a perfect lifestyle. So that way you've been able to merge your knowledge on personal finance with your love for lifestyle. So everything, you can push certain things together. Just look for ways to align them and niche it down. Remember, you need to be as clear as possible. Number one, who is your target audience? Number two, what is your niche? How can you narrow down that niche to, be tailor-made for a particular set of people? Number three on the checklist is stand for something. Now, the key to building a personal brand is to stand for something. I am a natural motivator. I have this, and I have my personality around my movements. You hear me when I'm talking, you just know this is Victoria. Once I'm writing, my content is out, it has that touch around me, because I stand for energy, I stand for passion, I stand for purpose, I stand for living life intentionally. I'm somebody who believes that you can create your life. And so this is what I stand for. This is the movement I stand for. And you see, to catch the fire in everything I do. So you need to create a movement by representing, by standing for something. Stand for something which is unique to your person and is instantly identifiable to you. When people read your post, they're able to know, oh, this is from Paul, or this is from Victoria, or this is from this person. When you listen to John Obidi, for example, his podcast, or when you read his articles or his post, you're able to know, oh, this is this person. This is what this person stands for. So when I see a post and it doesn't even, his name is not even attached, most likely I'm able to know, oh, this is coming from this person or from somebody following this person. Why? The person is able to stand for something and we have been able to identify that thing with that person. That's how to structure your personal brand, because you're structuring your personal brand around your set of values. You have a value, a set of value, and you're owning them. That way people are able to, identify with you or identify with the things that you do. So it's great that you help people self identify with your movement by giving them something that you stand for. Number 4, create a mini manifesto around your brand. Now, it is great that you establish a culture around your brand by creating a mini manifesto. Now, this doesn't have to be made public, but it's to help you. I mean, if politicians can have manifestos, why can't we as personal brands also have manifestos? Now, the manifesto will basically list all your values. That's why I said it will help you as a person. Write down your values. What is your mission? What is your vision? So this is what your manifesto is about. Your values, your mission, and your vision. It's just to be written down in a mini document. It will act as a rallying cry for you. It will help you reinforce your values whenever you're in doubt. You're able to know, because the truth is the noise is so much on social media. Everybody's talking, everybody is shouting. What will keep you sane in your movement are the values that you have, are the mission, is the mission and vision that you've written down for yourself. And this is what is going to help you stand out in your personal brand. And this will also make other people in your industry or your clients or your audience to self-identify with you and magnetically pull towards your brand. So it's great if you want to find a tribe, have a manifesto. And that leads me to number 5, which is create a personal brand statement. A personal brand statement is your main value proposition. Now, when I started this video, I gave a bit of that. I said, my name is Victoria Wana. I am a personal brand expert. I'm a personal brand and growth expert. I help this. I mean, you need to have a personal brand statement. It tells your target audience that this is what they hope to get from you. This is what they hope to get from your skills. This is what they hope to get from your expertise or from your knowledge in form of results and benefits. For example, you can just say, I help this. Now, fill in your target audience. Get this. Now, what's the benefit? So that they can this. I help this set of people do this so that they can do this. Like I said, I help upwardly mobile entrepreneurs build their personal brand so that they can what? Increase their profit. They can increase their influence. They can increase their impact. Now, that is the promise of value I'm giving to them. So you need to be able to build your personal brand statement. It tells your target audience what to expect from you. You need to present it in the form of your main value proposition, presented in the form of a unique catchphrase. And you can use your personal branding statement as part of your social media bio. If you check my Facebook, my Instagram, you have all of these things I have said captured there. You can also use it as an introduction, during networking events, in your meetups, in your conferences. It helps you stand out. This is who I am. Clearly, you're saying, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. This is who I'm serving. And that way you're able to attract your tribe. All right. Number 6, create a strategic bio. Now, a lot of times I ask people, oh, send me your bio. They'll be like, I don't have, or it takes a lot of time for them to do that. Not because they are busy, but because they don't have. Remember, this is a checklist, and this is actually to put you in check, to know what the things you need to fix, the things you need to start developing, because it's actually very important. You need to have your bio, you need to know your bio after having a strategic personal brand statement. And people are like, oh, can I see your bio? Or you need to use it for media appearances or for speaking engagement, because these are ways to actually build your personal brand. And you don't have, or you have something different from, you have a bio different from the statement that you're making. I mean, you need to be able to find a way to align all of these things. Take advantage of this particular strategy and craft your strategic bio. In that strategic bio, it needs to highlight your biggest benefit. What should people get from you? Why should people connect with this superpower of yours or your special skill? If possible, please mention all of your media features. Like I said earlier, personal branding is about perception. It may not be, yeah, it's great that you align your reality to your perception. But people really don't know who you are except what they feel or who they feel you are. And that's what drives their ability to patronize you. That's what drives their relationship with you. That's what drives everything they do around you or with you. And so you need to be able to appropriately direct and position that perception. And you can do that by leveraging on your bio. Number 7, use your headshot. I know this is quite easy, but quite frankly, I see a lot of people who don't use appropriate headshot. Now, I'm not saying if you're a business person and this is it. A lot of people say, "Oh, maybe I have businesses." The truth is, your personal brand is what powers your business. Your personal brand powers your business brand. In this present day and time, check it. A lot of big people now are beginning to bring out their faces, not just the company's face, because there's something that connects people to a human face. People want to connect with a human being. So it doesn't matter what you're selling, what you're doing. People want to connect with you. So use your picture, and it has to be a headshot. I mean, it's not expensive. For some people, photographers collect 500 naira, 1,000, depending on your area. So just improve the way people perceive your image. Use a headshot where that covers 60% of your face, covers 60% of the image. Not your full, it's not a modeling contest. Now, for your cover picture, you can now decide to use any of your product, or I still advise that you use maybe like a branded face. Your face is still on the branded stuff that you want to use as your cover page. It really helps you and positions you properly. Number 8, have a brand logo. Now, it's really not important, but for your visual identity, especially for people who I'm going to be teaching on the deep personal branding basis, as well as your Upreneur brand kits, all of these things are courses that I have on how to start from ground zero, how to build your client avatar, how to have your visual identity, because these are things that actually increases your personal brand. When people look at you or look at a color, they know that this is this person because of the things the person has been able to relate to or relate with his own brand. So create something which stands out and communicates your message visually. Is it a color? You see the way there's a way people especially on Instagram, people arrange their aesthetics. So you need to be able to have your logo. It's more than a piece of design. It serves as your visual brand identity. For some people, it's about the way they dress. There's some people that have a particular style. Now, all of these things are not the major things in personal branding, but they actually still contribute. And so it's very, very important. Also, number 9, focus on having a uniform design language. I mean, you apart from having a logo, you can create design assets. Maybe color code. For me, it's orange and white, and that communicates to me. It's beyond just a logo. I am energetic, and my logo, if you've seen my logo, there's a V and with a sun-like shape, because I feel I am light. I know I am light, and whenever I appear to a particular place, I bring light, I bring energy, and that's my brand, and that's what I've been able to create in my logo. So this makes your brand language to be consistent, and it helps you to stand out. It helps you to get identified in front of your target audience. Check Trisha Bees. She's one person that has this. So if you want to become an expert, do what the experts are doing. This is one way to actually improve your personal brand. Another thing, number 10, start creating content. Start creating content. Now that you know your target audience, which is very important, now that you know your niche, you need to start creating content around the things that you say you are or the things that you do. You can start a blog, you can start a vlog. based on your product, based on your service, based on your movement. Select the best keywords in your industry and start creating consistent. Now, when I mean consistent, it goes in two ways. Now, consistent means you keep showing up. Another type of consistent means your brand message is the same. Now, today you're not talking about health, and tomorrow you're talking about business, and next tomorrow you're talking about fashion, and and on and on. You're just being inconsistent. You confuse the people you're trying to attract. In fact, you chase them away. So you need to be consistent in your content by number one, showing up, and number two, making it the same across radar. Now you can bring in other things, but try to tie them to your main brand core. And that's why I asked you, who are you? Who do you want to be seen as? What is that image of you? That way, when you're able to know the main pain point of your target audience, create constant and consistent content around it. What are the strategies that work well in your industry? What are the latest trends in your industry? What are the popular tools to grow, in your industry? Start creating, content around it. You can write, you can make videos, you can repurpose content. Think within your niche and outside your niche, the things that are going to be beneficial to your target audience. The more you're consistent with your content, the faster your brand will grow. And the goal is to make yourself really synonymous with your industry. And this is what content does for you. 11, which is very important, give high value assets for free. Yes, I said it. Give things for free. The truth is, I said it earlier, you want to make money, start creating value. When people see you as a value go-to, they're able to connect with you. Now, you need to be very careful that you don't build your audience for freebies only. You make them to be so lazy that they cannot even buy certain things, and you don't want to do that. But it's great that you actually give things for free as well. See the demand in your industry based on the pain points of your target audience. How can you be a solution to them or to the things they want? How can you solve specific needs? How can you create it and then give it away for free sometimes via content, via your blog post, via your videos, or whatever content strategy that you have? This way, you will be seen as an expert. People will know, like, and trust you because they've been able to see your ability to prefer solution, and that way they can buy from you. That way they want to be related to your brand. Number 12, which is actually very important, start being omnipresent online. Be visible everywhere. I know there are a lot of people who feel, oh, you cannot be everywhere at the same time. But the truth is, when you are omnipresent, I'm not saying you cannot focus on one platform, but it's great that when they check you on LinkedIn, your name pops up. When they check you on Instagram, your name pops, or in the relevant platforms for your industries. Even if you're focusing on one place, you need to still be omnipresent online. Social media channels, be on it, even if you're not focused on that on many other platforms. What are the major platforms in your industry, both online and offline? Be on it. Because the more omnipresent you are, the more sticky your message becomes. When they check you on LinkedIn, this is what this person is talking about. When they go on Google, in fact, right now, I want you to go and Google yourself. What are you seeing there? Is it the kind of things you want to portray about yourself? Is it the image you have of yourself? Are people really defining you well? Because when people go and Google you, what are they seeing? And so that's why you need to start investing in PR. Because the more frequent and omnipresent you are with valuable content, the more preferable you become. And you start building up your niche that way. You start building a tribe of people who believe in you. You start, building a follower of loyal people who know that this person, I can get value from this person, so I'm going to follow this person. You will become their go-to person when it comes to anything related to your industry or your field. And so it is really very important that you're omnipresent online. Number 14, repurpose your content like a pro. So right now I'm doing a video. I could do a checklist with, a PDF and put it out there. I could make a post about it. I could do a podcast. I could do several things with just this content. With just this content. You could do a 1 minute YouTube video and post. You could do audio as a podcast. One way of standing out in your content is by adding these different things, because it connects to people differently. There are people who likes to see my face. I will still do a video of my face in it. There are people who just likes the voice. There are people who likes to read. So you need to be able to provide your content in varying measures, in varying formats, so that people are able to connect with it. Also, build a Facebook group. Yes, for those of you who have the strength to, because it actually propels your personal brand. Like I said, I've been talking about movement, tribe, because that's what really sells faster. When you have a tribe of people, apart from building a list, you also need to build an email list if you have the strength to. Or for a lot of people, they have their Instagram, tribe. But why that is picky is because that's on a rented land. You're not the owner of Instagram. Anything can decide to happen at any point. So it's really, very, very important that you're able to build, a Facebook group and an email list as well. That way you are building a constant relationship with your target audience. Simply start a Facebook group in your niche and provide consistent value to your group members through high quality content, inviting other people as well. That's one way to do it. Solve their problems. See, this thing is quite easy. You want to build a personal brand. Find a set of people you want to build it around. Solve their problems. Talk about the latest trends, about the things that concerns them. Talk about the latest hacks and tools. Do everything to win their confidence, and bam, you're an expert in their eyes. So the more value you provide, the more your target audience will see you as a leader in your industry. Build your personal brand on Facebook by having a Facebook group. It actually goes a long way. The way people spend most of their time, they are listening to you, they're watching the things that you're putting on, they're reading your content. Focus on groups, not business pages, please. Also, another way, number 16, another way to build a personal brand is to do what the pros do. See what the top players in your industry are doing for their personal brand. Go and check it. There is nothing new under the sun. Now, I'm not saying copy and copy. When you are copying and pasting, you are destroying your personal brand. You're not building it. But you can learn from what people are doing. You want to be an expert, follow what the experts are doing, learn from them, and be able to inculcate it into your own identity, into your own values. Remember, that's why I said have your manifesto. So you are able to check the activities within your industry with your manifesto, your values, your mission, your vision, your identity. So study people's, history and map out the paths that they took, and ask yourself, how can I still do this thing in my own way? Find a mentor who is currently where you want to be and learn from all of these things. List out all the strategies and base your plan of actions around it. What are the experts doing? You want to become an expert. Start doing those things. Of course, based on your identity and value. Also, another powerful way to build your personal brand is to network with influencers. Start expanding your network by connecting with other people, with other members of your industry on social media. Comment reasonably on their posts, follow them, like, regrant, share, be part of the things they do. Join groups, the groups they are in your industry. Is it on Facebook, on LinkedIn? Join all the top groups in your industry. Once you're there, start giving real value. Don't just be sit down, look. No, you need to start giving value without any intention to sell. This is what people miss it out. Because when you keep, like I said, value is what gives you money. Value is what attracts people to you. Start giving value without people thinking or, guessing that you're being salesy. No. Don't be an annoying salesperson on this community. A lot of people do it. You're killing your personal brand. Your ultimate aim should be to give so much value so that when it comes to that area, when it comes to that niche, your name becomes synonymous with it. Everything good about your industry, people remember your name. Start connecting with influencers online. Reach out to them. But a lot of people reach out to I want. No. You need to give value first. Have a value first mindset. Provide them with value upfront by giving your core value. You can your core service either for free on a volunteering basis or at a subsidized base, or just connect with them. When that way you're building a relationship, you cannot leverage on something that you have not built. And trust me, in building your personal brand, you need to leverage on relationships. It's your relationship that takes you so far. It's not about what you know. If you know a lot about your industry, if you're not highly connected and highly placed. Now, don't get me wrong about connection, but the truth is, if you want to be seen as an expert, you need to start moving with experts. There is something called the Rich Kids Club. So when you are when even if you're not rich, but you're following, people always see you around people who are rich. They just naturally perceive or think that you're rich as well and start regarding you in that way because of your relationship base. So it's really very important that you build relationship with people who are top experts in your industry. This way it would actually pay for itself in it will pay off in no time and skyrocket your growth. Just imagine a great testimonial about your work from one of the biggest influencers. Just imagine, how was I able to sell out my book, in few time in few months when I released it was because I was able to connect with certain influencers that helped me push and drive growth, the sales of my book. So it's really very important. Connect with these big influencers, join their courses, pay for their courses, pay for their mastermind groups, provide upfront value to them. Let them see you as a person of value as well. And that way it positions your personal brand as well. Also, get on major media platforms. If you can, please get on magazines, contribute to blog posts, to blogs, get on platforms, get on TV stations, get on media houses. Anyhow you want to do it, you can pitch to them to have you as a guest panelist. You can pitch to people to have you as a contributor. You can pitch to them, especially if you know what you're doing. Send a pitch to these people. This is what I am about, and this is what I want to do. That way it positions you. When you say that you've been featured on Guardian, you've been featured on this platform, you've been featured on that platform, people feel like, oh, wow, this person knows what they are doing. Remember, I told you, this is about perception. This industry, the knowledge based industry, or whatever industry you are, is about perception. People want to connect with people who are doing things, who they think are the masters, who they think are the experts. And one way to position yourself as an expert is to get on media platforms. Okay? Awesome. Now, once you get on media platforms, what do you do with it? Put pictures of your speaking gigs online, your TV appearances. It will help build your authority level. All right? Also, number 20, be helpful. Have a knowledge based mindset. Gone are the days where people are stingy with their knowledge. Oh no, I cannot give it out. I said it earlier and I'm saying it again because of how important this is actually. If you're not sharing, you are losing out. If you're not sharing, you're losing out. Share and build a bond with your audience by giving and sharing and sharing. Number 21, document and showcase your results. Now, aside all the talking and talking and talking, people want to see what you have done. Why should they want to connect with you? Why should you say you want to help them? Who have you helped? Even if you've not helped anybody, have you helped yourself? So you need to be able to show results. Either if you're just starting out, you might not have a lot of results in terms of other people. But what have you done for yourself? The things that you're saying you can help them to do. How has it helped you personally? You can use yourself as a result base because results are is still the number one buying emotion. Result is still the number one brand builder. Whenever you work for yourself or for your clients, focus on documented results. Focus on documentary results, and this is where testimonials comes in as well. People are able to relate with other people's story, especially if those people are in their shoes. They're able to see you as an expert. If you provided solution to other persons, they'll feel, oh, okay, this person has done it for this person. Oh, okay, I feel that he can do it for me as well. And so it's very important that you share your success story. Share the success story of people who have worked with you, and your personal brand would skyrocket immediately. Also, do webinars, do live streaming. There's something about webinars and live streaming, and it connects more than perhaps any other form of content. And I try to do it once in a while when I'm, not really so busy. But the truth is, we need to be able to do it if we want to build our personal brand. Do a lot of live streams if you can, as many as you can. Do webinars, do classes, do tutorials, free and paid. It has never been easier to do all of these things than now. With one click of the button, boom, your life. And it's quite easy to do Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Instagram Live, and all of the lives that you can. Also, one way to build your personal brand is to invest in paid ads, especially if you want to skyrocket your personal brand. Because you want to increase the people who see you. No matter how great your services are, if people are not seeing it, they cannot patronize you. And so visibility is one big part of personal branding. Visibility. How do you build your visibility online? One way is to have good content people can share, and when they're talking about it, other people are knowing about you. Another way is to have, to be able to invest in paid ads. It's okay to spend money wisely. For long term, you need to be able to build. Yes, organic traffic is good, but you still cannot deny the fact that paid ads are the fastest way to reach your target audience and to convey your message effectively. Use it smartly by targeting people who are in your niche, people who are your target audience. It is really important. It is really very important. And finally, consistency. Be consistent. You cannot show up today and not show up tomorrow. When you go to a shop and they open today and they don't open the next day, trust me, I hardly go back there again. People don't trust their ability to deliver anymore. You can't just come out of the blue and say, "Oh, I'm back," and then you take another vacation for 3 months and come back again and say, "Oh, I'm back. Who missed me?" Nobody misses you. The online space is so crowded, and people are moving fast on a fast lane. So you need to be able to know how to position yourself, how to be consistent. Make it a habit for people to expect something from you and you don't disappoint them. Be consistent also with the things that you do. Keep showing up. You cannot win at the game. I think it's Temi Ajibara that said this. You cannot win at the game you did not show up to. I'm so certain that you've gotten value from this checklist. Look out for my main personal branding youthpreneur course. We are going to tell you how to draft your identity, how to create a client avatar, how to do all of these things I have said in details. And I'm trusting that you will get a lot of value from me. Please do well to send me a mail. Victoria Wanna 16. Wanna is spelled as Nwanna. Victoria Wanna 16. Tell me how this has helped you, and just write down actionable plans of the things that you're going to do.